America faces a crossroads, a pivotal moment in our history where the choices we make will define our future. Our democracy, once a beacon of hope and a model for the world, feels fragile and vulnerable. The very foundations of our republic are under strain, tested by forces both internal and external. Forces of division and discord threaten to unravel the fabric of our nation. Hyperpartisanship has eroded trust, creating deep and dangerous rifts. Disinformation campaigns sow seeds of doubt, making it difficult to discern truth from falsehood. The rise of extremism casts a long shadow over our collective future, threatening the very essence of our democratic ideals. We find ourselves in a maelstrom of uncertainty where the path forward is obscured by turmoil and confusion. The principles of civility and reason, once pillars of our public discourse, seem distant echoes of a bygone era. The peaceful transfer of power, a hallmark of our democracy, has been tested and strained, challenging our faith in the system. The sanctity of our elections, the bedrock of our system, is questioned and undermined, shaking the very core of our democratic process. This is not the time for complacency. We must be vigilant and proactive. This is not the time for silence. Our voices must be heard loud and clear. This is the time for action, for unity, and for a collective effort to safeguard our democracy. This is the time for our leaders, past and present, to rise to the challenge and guide us through these turbulent times. We need a reawakening of our national spirit, a renewal of our commitment to the principles that define us. We need a resolute defense of our democracy, standing firm against those who seek to undermine it. The American spirit, though tested, is not broken. Together, we can overcome these challenges and emerge stronger. For generations, a sacred tradition has guided the conduct of former American presidents. Once they leave the Oval Office, they step back from the partisan fray. They refrain from directly criticizing their successors, understanding the weight of the office they once held. This unwritten rule has served our nation well, ensuring a degree of continuity and stability in times of transition. But this tradition, like so many others, has been tested in recent years. The norms that once governed our political discourse have been strained. The respect for the office of the presidency, once a given, has been eroded. The time for adhering to outdated norms is over. When the very soul of our democracy is at stake, silence is not an option. Their voices, tempered by experience and wisdom, can help right the ship of state. Our former presidents have a moral obligation to use their platforms to defend the ideals that have long defined our nation. The presidency of the United States is unlike any other office in the world. It is a position of immense power and responsibility, shaping the course of history for generations to come. But the impact of a president's tenure extends far beyond their time in office. Former presidents are uniquely positioned to serve as guardians of the Republic. They have stood in the Oval Office, shouldered the burdens of leadership, and felt the full weight of the nation's hopes and dreams. This first-hand experience gives them a perspective that few others possess. They maintain relationships with world leaders, providing them with valuable insights into global affairs. This unique position comes with an unspoken responsibility. Former presidents have a duty to leverage their stature, their knowledge, and their influence to safeguard the health of our democracy. Presidents Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden, four men from different backgrounds, different parties, different generations, share a common bond. Despite their differences, they have all been entrusted with the highest office in the land, a role that comes with immense responsibility and honor. They have all taken the oath of office, pledging to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. This solemn vow is a cornerstone of American democracy, a promise to uphold the values and principles that define our nation. That oath does not expire at the end of a term. It is a lifelong commitment to the ideals of our nation, a pledge that transcends time and political boundaries. It is a lifelong commitment to the ideals of our nation. These ideals include liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness for all citizens, regardless of their background or beliefs. The time has come for these four former presidents to answer the call of history once more. In these challenging times, their experience and wisdom are needed more than ever. They must use their voices, powerful, resonant voices that have shaped national conversations and inspire generations to speak truth to power. Their words have the potential to unite and heal a divided nation. They must remind the American people of what is at stake and galvanize a movement to protect the very soul of our democracy. This is a call to action for every citizen to stand up for what is right and just. President Clinton can remind us of our shared humanity. His ability to connect with people on a personal level is a powerful tool in fostering empathy and understanding. President Bush can call us to a higher moral ground. His leadership during times of crisis has shown the importance of integrity and moral clarity. President Obama can remind us of the audacity of the American dream. His message of hope and change continues to inspire new generations to believe in the power of possibility. And President Biden can call us to bridge our divides and work together for the common good. His emphasis on unity and collaboration is crucial in these polarized times. The challenges we face are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. With the guidance of these leaders and the collective effort of the American people, we can overcome any obstacle and build a brighter future for all. Section 5. Echoes of history when presidents spoke truth to power. The idea of former presidents speaking out against the currents of their time is not new. History is replete with examples of these elder statesmen using their platforms to defend democracy, challenge injustice, and call the nation to its better angels. Consider the example of Herbert Hoover. After his presidency was battered by the Great Depression, he could have easily retreated from public life. Instead, he became a vocal critic of isolationism in the face of rising fascism. Or consider Jimmy Carter. Since leaving office, he has dedicated his life to advancing human rights, promoting peace, and strengthening democracy around the world. These examples demonstrate the profound impact that former presidents can have on the national dialogue. When they speak, America listens. Section 6. Transcending partisanship, unity in the face of crisis. The challenges facing our nation, threats to our democracy, the rise of extremism, the erosion of trust, are not partisan issues, they are American issues. They strike at the very heart of who we are as a people and what we aspire to be as a nation. Our identity and our future are intertwined with how we respond to these challenges. Addressing these challenges will require a collective effort, one that transcends the political divides that have come to define our era. It calls for a renewed sense of purpose and unity. Our former presidents, having witnessed firsthand the unifying power of the presidency, are uniquely positioned to lead this call for unity. Their experience and perspective are invaluable in these times. They can use their platforms to remind us that while we may disagree on policy, we are united by a common set of values: freedom, equality, justice, and opportunity for all. These values are the bedrock of our society. They can challenge us to elevate the national conversation above the din of partisan bickering. They can remind us that we are all Americans first and foremost. Our shared identity is stronger than our differences, and they can inspire us to work together across party lines and ideological divides, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. To build a stronger, more united nation. Together, we can overcome any challenge and create a brighter future for all. Section 7. The power of their voices. Amplifying the message of unity. Imagine the impact if Presidents Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden were to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and deliver a joint address to the nation. Imagine them speaking with one voice, amplifying the message of unity, urging Americans to come together and heal the divisions that have plagued our nation. The power of that moment would be undeniable. It would send a shockwave through the national consciousness, reminding us that there is more that unites us than divides us. It would be a powerful rebuke to the forces of extremism and division. Their message could be simple yet profound, a call to reject hate and embrace tolerance, a plea to engage in civil discourse. They could share stories of their own experiences, highlighting moments of bipartisanship and cooperation. Their voices, amplified by the megaphone of history, have the power to inspire a generation to embrace unity. Section 8. A legacy defined, answering the call of history. History will judge these four former presidents not only on their accomplishments in office, but also on their actions in this moment of crisis. Will they rise to the challenge and answer the call of history? Will they use their voices to defend democracy, promote unity, and inspire a generation to embrace the better angels of our nature? They have an opportunity to etch their names alongside those who, in times of great peril, stood on principle and spoke truth to power. They can choose to be remembered as guardians of the Republic, as champions of unity. The path forward is clear. It is a path of courage, of conviction, of unwavering belief in the promise of America. The time for action is now. Section 9. Safeguarding our future, a plea for action, not silence. The future of American democracy hangs in the balance. The challenges we face are real, and the stakes could not be higher. But amidst the uncertainty and turmoil, a flicker of hope remains. Our former presidents, with their wisdom, experience, and unwavering belief in the promise of America, have the power to light the way forward. This is not a time for silence. This is not a time for complacency. This is a time for action. Presidents Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden, the nation needs you now more than ever. Use your voices to defend democracy. Use your platforms to promote unity. Ensure that the American experiment continues to shine brightly for generations to come.